In this video, we are going to discuss about interrelationship between Z and Y parameters. In the exam, you can expect question express Z parameters in terms of Y parameters. You have to express, you have to write Z parameters in terms of Y parameters. So first you write Z parameter equations and Y parameter equation. Z parameter equations are V1 is equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2. That is equation number 1. V2 is equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. So what are Z parameters? In Z parameters, voltages V1 and V2 are expressed in terms of I1, I2. Four parameters of Z11, Z12, Z21, Z22. Similarly, Y parameters. That means impedance parameters. Y means admittance parameters. In admittance parameters, currents I1, I2 are expressed in terms of V1 and V2. And parameters are Y11, Y12, Y21, Y22. Just recall the four. You have to remember these equations. Okay. This is a two-port network. Four variables are there. Input side V1, I1. Okay. Input voltage, input current. Output side voltage V2, I2, that is output voltage and output current. See the direction of currents also. I1, I2 both are going towards the node, towards this two-port network. V1 and V2 are the input and output voltages. So these four variables, you can express two variables in terms of remaining two. So there are six combination. Out of this combination, we have Z parameters, Y parameters, T parameters, and hybrid parameters. And two more are there that is not there for your syllabus. So you have to remember these equations always. You should remember in Z parameters V1 and V2 are expressed in terms of I1 and I2. In Y parameters I1 and I2 are expressed in terms of V1 and V2. In T parameters input side variables, these two input variables V1 and I1 are expressed in terms of V2 and minus I2. V2 and minus I2 only for T parameters or ABCD parameters minus I2 will come, and inverse transmission also minus will come, but that is not their syllabus. So in the transmission parameters or ABCD parameters or T parameters, first voltage, then I2, V1 and V2 are expressed in terms of first voltage you have to write V1, next I1 is expressed in terms of voltage V2, V2 and minus I2, minus I2. Four parameters are A, B, C, D. And in hybrid parameters, input is the voltage, input side, it is the input side, and output side current. Input side voltage, output side current are expressed in terms of input side current and output side voltage. So V1 and I2. First you have to write voltage input side. V1 is input side now. First you have to write V1. Then I2 output side are expressed in terms of I1 and V2. So I1 first you have to write I1 I1 here. Then V2 V2 here. And parameters are H11, H12, H21 and H22. So now we are going to express Z parameters in terms of Y. So we have to write first Z parameter equation V1 and V2, I1 and I2. These two equation number 1, equation number 2, equation number 3, equation number 4. These four equations you have to write. Okay. I1 is equal to Y1 1 V1 plus Y1 to V2. I2 is equal to Y2 1 V1 plus Y2 to V2. We are going to express in terms of Y. In terms of Y, no? So that's why you have to retain Z parameters as it is. Z parameter equations do not touch in terms of Y, no? That Y you have to write in terms of matrix. So express equation number 3 and 4 in terms of matrix. You are going to get Y11, Y12, Y21, Y22, V1, V2 is equal to I1, I2. If you multiply these two, you are going to get same two equations. If I multiply those two, you are going to get these two equations only. Okay, like y11 v1 plus y12 v2 is equal to I1, y21 v1 plus y22 v2 is equal to I2. So equation number 3 and 4 are expressed in matrix form. Now in order to find v1 and v2, okay, you have to use Cramer's rule. Only for z to y and y to z, you have to solve using Cramer's rule. Okay, so here V1 can be found out by this is original. This is a Y matrix Y11, Y12, Y21, and Y22 are Y matrix. Okay, admittance parameters. Now, in order to find V1, the first column y11, y21, y11, y21 should be replaced by right side value, that is I1 and I2. So here it is written, first column this y11, y21 are replaced by I1 and I2, and second column we have to retain as it is. After that, divide by original delta. Okay, original delta, that is original matrix determinant y11, y12, y21, y22, the determinant. The determinant of first column replaced by right side value and original y matrix. So you know how to find the determinant, product of opposite this okay, y22 I1 minus y12 I2 divided by, this is your delta y. Delta y is y11 y22 minus y12 y21. Remember, delta y is original y matrix determinant y11 y22 minus y12 y21, that is delta y. After that, you can write separately. Similarly, v2 is equal to, from this v2 is equal to second unknown variable you have to find out. For that second column y12 y22 should be replaced by right side I1 I2. Here it is replaced, divided by once again original y matrix determinant. So determinant of second matrix is, second column is replaced by right side value I1 I2, and first column is retained from the original y11 y21 you have to retain. Only second column is now replaced by this right side value I1 I2. Again, this determinant of this matrix is y11 I2 minus y21 I1, and denominator is y11 y22 minus y21 y12. So that is original y matrix determinant value is represented as delta y. Delta y means that one. Okay, and please observe here, I replaced the elements to the second column. So first element is I2 here. So you have to write first I1 term in the beginning. So next observe, it is rewritten once again. So where delta y is determinant of this y11 y22 minus y12 y21. So first equation is now, from this you can separate this. So y22 delta y into I1 minus y12 delta y I2, y22 delta y by I1 plus minus is there here, minus delta minus y12 minus y12 divided by delta y into I2, that is equation number 5. Similarly, this from V2 we got one more equation now. From this, first you write I1 term. First you write I1 term. So minus y21 by delta minus y21 by y. You have to, why it is coming second means because in the V2 second column is replaced by I1 I2. So that's why first I2 will come. While writing here, first you have to write I1. So y21 by delta y I1 plus y11 delta y I2. This is equation number 6. Now you have to compare equation number 5 and 6 with the Z parameter equations. So Z parameter equations are V1 and V2 are expressed in terms of I1 and I2. So now also we solved now V1 and V2. We got I1 and I2 terms. So coefficient of I1 is Z11, coefficient of I2 is Z22. In the equation number V1, coefficient of I1 is Z11, I2 is Z12. In the second equation V2, I1 coefficient is 21, I2 coefficient is Z22. So comparing equation number 5 and 6 with equation number 1 and 2 Z parameter equations, we get coefficient of y1 as z y22 by delta y, y12 as this is z11, this is z12, this is z1 z21, this is z22. So you have to write again in the matrix form. So this is how we express the z parameters in terms of y parameters. For example, in the problem, if you already know z parameters, then no need to calculate y parameters separately. If you know y parameters value, just substitute here y parameters y22 divided by delta y. Immediately you're going to get z11. So in this interrelation, we expressed z11 in terms of y parameters, z in terms of y, again z in terms of y. So some students in hurry, they will do opposite. Z in terms of y means they will write y in terms of z. That is wrong. So in terms of what means that should be here, right side. So z in terms of y. So this you can expect for 8 marks question. Only for z to y and y to z, you have to go for Cramer's rule. Okay. In the next video, I'll explain how to express uh, y in terms of z. Okay. Thank you.